how to present final diagnosis to your examiner. How to present the final diagnosis to your examiner. Suppose you are asked to examine the interior chest of a patient who is presented with history of fever, cough, and breathlessness. And on examination you found that patient is tachyphenic. Patient is tachyphenic. Chest moments are reduced on right side. Chest movement reduced on right side. There is dull furcation note on right lower hemithorax. There is dull percussion note on right lower hemithorax. There is bronchial breath sounds with increased vocal resonance and coarse crepitations. You are asked to examine the interior chest of a patient who is presented with history of fever, cough, and breathlessness, suppose for the last 7 days. On examination, you found patient is tachyphenic, chest movement reduced on right side. There is dull percussion note on right lower hemithorax, and there is bronchial breath sound with increased vocal resonance and coarse crepitation on right lower hemithorax. What is your clinical diagnosis? What is your clinical diagnosis? What is your clinical diagnosis, doctor? Lobar pneumonia. You say it is the right basal pneumonia. What is the reason? Why not pneumonitis?
So in pneumonitis, there would be hyperresonant and percussion.
What is the difference between pneumonia and pneumonitis? What is the difference between pneumonia and pneumonitis? Why not tuberculosis?
Yes, sir. Can be difficult.
So it means your clinical diagnosis is wrong. If you are going to mention, it is the right basal pneumonia. How to present the final diagnosis to your examiner? Whether you are in the setup of clinical exam or you are going to solve a clinical scenario in your theory exam, always remember to address 4 point for clinical diagnosis. You always address 4 point. What are these 4 point to make your clinical diagnosis? Number one, what are the 4 points? Number one, where is the lesion? In this scenario, where is the lesion? Right base. Lesion is the right base. In case of a respiratory system, you have to decide either it is lung parenchymal, lung vasculature, or lung pleural disease. What do you think in this scenario? It is most likely lung parenchymal disease. And where is the site? Where is the lesion? Site is the right base. There is dull percussion note on the right lower hemithorax. There is the chest movement reduced on the right side. And there is the bronchial breathing with increased vocal resonance and coarse crepitation on the right lower hemithorax. It is mean the lesion is the right. Is it clear? Right basal. Lesion is the right basal. And the second component, what is the lesion? Lesion क्या है? What is the lesion clinically? There is dull percussion note, there is bronchial breathing with increased vocal resonance and coarse crepitation. What is the lesion? Lesion is the consolidation. Consolidation is the lesion. Right basal consolidation. Right basal consolidation. Third component, what is the etiology? Probable etiology of the lesion. What is the etiology? Etiology, the patient presented with the fever, cough, breathlessness for the last 7 days. It is a short history. See? And patient is tachypneic, patient is toxic, and chest movement reduced, dull percussion note, and there is bronchial breathing, coarse crepitation, most probably due to pneumonia. Pneumonia. And what is the fourth component? Fourth point. What are the complications? What are the complications? If there is complication, pleural effusion, empyema, lungs collapse, lung abscess, then you have to mention the complication. You have to address these four components in your final diagnosis. What is your clinical diagnosis? My clinical diagnosis is right basal consolidation secondary to pneumonia. कितना खूबसूरत लगता है. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
My clinical diagnosis is the right basal consolidation secondary to pneumonia. Always think for etiology before you have to speak to your examiner. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
समझ में आ गया?
Yes, sir.
Let us take another example. Let us do another exercise. You examine the interior chest and you found there is bulging or fullness of intercostal spaces on right side. Chest movements are reduced on right side with deviation of trachea and apex to the left. There is stony, dull percussion notes on right lower and mid hemithorax. Breath sounds are diminished or absent on right lower and mid hemithorax with reduced vocal resonance. What is your clinical diagnosis? You examine the interior chest and you found there is bulging or fullness of intercostal spaces on right side. Chest movements are reduced on right side with deviation of trachea and apex to the left. There is stony dull percussion note on right lower and mid hemithorax. Breath sounds are diminished on right lower and mid hemithorax with reduced vocal resonance. What is your clinical diagnosis? Consider these four components. Where is the lesion?
Right side.
Lesion is the right side. Lesion is the right side. What is the lesion? What is the lesion? Lesion is the pleural effusion. Your clinical diagnosis is the right-sided pleural effusion. Just saying right-sided pleural effusion, your examiner never be satisfied. You have to think the etiology before you have to speak to your examiner. You have to think for complication. Is there any complication? It is means on this examination, your clinical diagnosis is the right-sided pleural effusion. Then you have to proceed for relevant examination. Relevant examination, for example, in this case, relevant examination, you have to search, is there clubbing or cyanosis? Is there clubbing or cyanosis? Is there nicotine staining of fingers? Relevant examination. Is there elevated JVP? Is there sacral and ankle edema? Is there evidence of lymphadenopathy? You are searching for etiology. If there is a clubbing and nicotine staining of the finger, what could be etiology of right-sided pleural effusion? CLM. My clinical diagnosis is the right-sided pleural effusion secondary to CLM. If there is no clubbing, no nicotine staining of the finger, but JVP is elevated and there is sacral and ankle edema, etiology. Heart failure. Right-sided. My clinical diagnosis is the right-sided pleural effusion secondary to heart failure, secondary to congestive heart failure. If there is evidence of lymphadenopathy, but no raised JVP, no sacral and ankle edema, what could be? Tuberculosis, infectious, lymphoma. Is it clear? Always address these 4 components, these 4 points for making your final diagnosis. Where is the lesion? What is the lesion? What is the etiology? And what are the complications? You have to address them. Let us take another example. You are asked to examine a patient who is presented with distended abdomen. On examination, you found that abdomen is diffusely distended. There is generalized distension of the abdomen. Umbilicus is central and everted. There is prominent superficial abdominal veins in which flow is away from the umbilicus. Liver is not palpable. Hepatic span is 8 centimeter along the midclavicular line. Spleen is tapeable. Only tip of spleen is palpable. There is dull percussion notes in the plaque with shifting dullness. There is gynecomastia, scanty axillary and pubic ears. There is conjunctival failure and patient is jaundiced. There is a tattoo mark on right forearm of the patient. What is your clinical diagnosis? What is your clinical diagnosis? You examine the patient who is presented with distended abdomen. On examination, the abdomen is distended, umbilicus is central and everted. There are prominent superficial veins in which flow is away from the umbilicus. Liver is not palpable and hepatic span is 8 centimeter along midclavicular line. Spleen is tapeable. There is dull percussion note in the plaque with shifting dullness. There is gynecomastia, scanty axillary and pubic ear. There is conjunctival failure and patient is jaundiced. And there is tattoo mark on the forearm. What is your clinical diagnosis? Consider your four component. Where is the lesion first? Where is the lesion? In the abdomen. Where? Liver. The lesion is in the liver. Most likely in the liver. The lesion. What is the lesion? In the liver, what is the lesion? Cirrhosis. Liver, cirrhosis. Lesion is the cirrhotic. Why the lesion is cirrhotic? Because what is the normal liver span? 12 plus minus 2. Normal is the 12 plus minus 2 centimeter. It is the 8 centimeter. It is mean liver is shrunken. Liver is cirrhosed. Liver is shrunken. Spleen is tapeable. Spleen is palpable. And there is the gynecomastia, scanty axillary and pubic ear, and there may be multiple spider nevus, multiple spider nevi on anterior thorax and on the face. Means all these features are showing liver failure. These are the stigmata of chronic liver disease. And splenomegaly, and patient is having ascites. These are the feature of portal hypertension. And there is prominent abdominal vein, superficial abdominal vein. These are the feature of portal hypertension. Where is the lesion? Lesion is in the liver. What is the lesion? Cirrhosis. Cirrhosis of liver. The third component, what is the etiology? What is the etiology? And you found a tattoo mark. If you found tattoo mark, it is mean infectious in etiology. Etiology is the, क्योंकि chronic liver disease की तो lot of etiology, but you got a clue from the tattoo mark. The etiology is the infectious. Most likely chronic hepatitis B and C both result into cirrhosis of liver. What are the complications? In this scenario, what are the complications? Complication is the portal hypertension. Now, what is your clinical diagnosis? My clinical diagnosis is cirrhosis of liver with portal hypertension secondary to chronic hepatitis B and C. Presence of tattoo mark on forearm most probably indicate, most probably suggest an infectious etiology. Is it clear? Don't forget these four components when you are making your clinical diagnosis in your clinical exam, as well as when you are going to solve a clinical scenario in your theory exam.